two, one, and we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Intuitive Insights in Tarot. I'm Scott, and I got Cherie helping me out. She's on the Zoom call. Hi, Cherie. How you doing?
I'm doing good tonight, Scott. Thank you.
Good.
Hoping.
You're feeling a little bit better. I know some days are a little bit difficult for you.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot better again.
Good.
So, come to find out, the days that I had such problem is just a day after they were spraying the sky so bad.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe that's still going on. Never see it here. But anyways, look, I want to be while I'm waiting for some people to come into the chat, I just want to talk a little bit more now about my journey back home to America.
Yes,
So
definitely.
I've put a link in the description to this video for my Scott's Journey Home group in Telegram. This group is only for people who may be able to help me with transportation and lodging across the country. And I've got I'm going to show you my map here of the cities. Now this isn't really confirmed yet, but this is like the planning stages. How do I close that? Oops. Had this all planned out before I started, and now it's gone screwy on me. I can get it back also. So starting off in Los Angeles, somebody a couple of weeks ago said that he lived in Sedona, Arizona, and he has family in LA. And I didn't get a name from him, and I haven't heard back from him. So I don't know if maybe he had a change of heart or what. So, but he said he had family in LA, and he's like, yeah, sure, I can do that. I can come over to Los Angeles and pick you up and drive you back. But so this is, and you can find this in that Telegram group, right? So
Right.
Los Angeles to Arizona, Sedona, Flagstaff, that's kind of going to be in the same weekend or same stop, really. This is where I'm going to be meeting Honey, and I'm hoping that we can do something together, like an appearance together, where we're going to recreate our live show, but for a live audience. And then Albuquerque, Oklahoma City, St. Louis, Atlanta, and then home to Melbourne. So
Sounds.
that's what I'm thinking so far.
I love your grand
And
adventure.
what's that?
I love your grand adventure.
Yeah, well, this will be a big one. I haven't had a big adventure like this in a long time. And the idea is to get all the way across without having to board a bus or a train. Train would be cool. I think if I had an opportunity to ride a train, I would. Yeah. But just
I think.
make my way
I think.
across
Yeah, I
America.
think. I think Amtrak is a little bit farther north.
Yeah, it's not like Thailand where you have trains going to just about every destination in the country. Uh,
Unfortunately.
and and if I find myself on a leg of my journey and I've got no volunteers, then I'm just gonna hit the road with my thumb out, see what happens. So that's what I want to share there. Oh, I know there's something else I wanted to show you. So I'm also trying to get some things that I need for this trip. So this is if somebody be willing to loan or give away. Share screen here. Was I sharing the screen when I showed that map just a minute ago? Can't remember now.
No, but we pretty much
Oh,
know the United States.
but I have this nice map. Hold on a second. So I'm sharing screen now, right? So you can see this now, right?
Yep, sure can.
Okay. Yeah, that's the whole reason I did this. So yeah, because it looks pretty cool when you look at it this way. And you see, I'm taking this big curve north here because I want to put myself as close to the center of the country as possible. That way, if I do a day or two here, I give people a chance to come from around to do a private reading for me with me. And so once I have like my flight and then maybe like places I'm going to be staying along the way, then I'm going to publish that in another Telegram group where people can make appointments to
Oh, there you
meet me.
go.
And I'm also starting a GoFundMe um, to help me along. So,
Oh, great.
okay, so there's the trek. Starting in LA, take a jog north here to Sedona, Flagstaff, across to Albuquerque, Oklahoma City, St. Louis, down to Atlanta, and home to Florida. Okay, so I shared that one. And then the other one I wanted to show you, or what is this? Okay, so these are the things that I need. A lightweight hiking tent, and when I mean lightweight, I mean like ultra light, like what you would use on a long distance hiking trip. So, like your family tent wouldn't help me. A two-man pup tent probably wouldn't help me. Just something big enough for one person to crash overnight. And that'll just be for emergencies. If I find myself on the road and I just have no place to go, it's called stealth camping. Just kind of sneak into the woods or someone's backyard, which I've done before. And one time I found like it was like they're setting up for a carnival or something, and there was a booth that was built, but nobody was in there. It was a perfect place for me to sleep. It was like in the middle of a small town in the southeast somewhere. And then a sleeping bag. Um, I'm thinking in March. And what do you think? What's the lowest temperatures I could be dealing with around March 20th and through March in this area, Cherie?
Well, it really depends on our summer. If we have a wet summer, or spring, I should say, or if we have a drier spring. You know,
But at
there's
least
sometimes
32 degrees, right?
should be. Now we've had some springs that snow has lasted until July, so
Mm.
you know it really depends on how they're messing around with our weather or how Mother Nature feels.
Okay, so I'm thinking a sleeping bag rated to at least 32 degrees. Then a
Yeah.
winter, actually, Lucy G is working on the winter jacket for me. I think I'm going to get that. Then a lightweight cooking stove, which I may need, and a GoPro camera with a gimbal. If if I can't get one donated to me or loaned to me, I might end up having to buy one because I want to document this and be
Oh,
posted to YouTube as much as possible.
yeah, because we're definitely want to keep in touch with you and see what you're doing and where you're at. Yeah, everybody's going to be sitting there waiting for updates.
Well, Stacy says that she might be in a position where she can like travel with me a lot of the way. So if that happens, that'd be great.
Oh
So
yeah, definitely.
So she's thinking like joining me maybe somewhere. I'm not sure. We haven't worked out, but joining me someplace. I'm thinking in the Midwest somewhere, Sedona area, and then just because I guess she's going to have some free time. I'm not sure. I'm going to talk to her. Is she in the chat? You see, Stacy? She
Yeah,
is, isn't yeah,
Stacy.
yeah, she's there. So yeah, we just briefly talked about it, Stacy. If that works out, that'd be really cool. You'd be my traveling partner. Okay,
And I've
Tracy says, when are you thinking of going? It'll be on or around the spring equinox. So March 9th. I'm looking at March 19th because that's a Wednesday, and usually it's better to buy air tickets on a Wednesday. What were you saying,
mhm.
Sheree?
So I'd really like to meet up with you while you're closer to the West Coast, but it depends on when I get to Oregon and when I get settled there.
Oh, I
But
see. Stacey says Kentucky to Florida. Okay, yeah, that's right, Kentucky. So that's a big chunk right there.
yeah, it is.
And if she has not sold her house. And what did I see? When do you think I'm going? So, oh, and Betty, yeah, it's a GoFundMe that I'm setting up. I haven't quite finished it yet. Um, so when I have that set up, because somebody, and let me get her name because I want to thank her personally while I'm here. She sent me $100 a couple of weeks ago, and
Hmm.
she sent it to my Buy Me a Coffee, which is fine. But I want to keep the donations for the trip separate from my day to day, money that I use to live.
Hmm.
Um, and also the money that's in GoFundMe, I can't touch it until I get to America. Um, so that'll like keep me from dipping into it.
Well, plus it's there in case you still have to buy the camping gear.
Right. Well, for everything, if I end up having to stay in a hotel, just food, restaurants, everything like that. It's, what if I get to America and nobody wants to book with me and I don't earn any money while I'm there, then I'm going to be stuck, you know? Um, so I'm looking up your name real quick, who donated this money. I want to give you a shout out. And Lauren Sarkavaki. Hope I said your last name. But Lauren, she just says, "Hey, I heard about your trip when you were on with Honey." She says, "I love your shows with Honey, and that's how I found out about your trip to the US. Wanted to help. Thank you for your intuitive insights." I love it when people say, "Thank you for your intuitive insights." uh, okay, so thank you, Lauren. That was really nice of you. So I've got to have that GoFundMe done soon so I can start keeping those things separate. Okay, and that's about all I think I want to talk about. Um, so I'm gonna open up the chat to everybody. But before I do that, let me take a look at the chat. Yeah, you guys check out Stacy's Reiki website. I've got a link posted in the description. I mean, even if you don't do anything with her, just go and look at her site because she told me that she never gets any hits from this show. Uh, so it's at the very bottom of the description. Go to the description of this video, go all the way to the bottom, and just give a click, just to give her some views on her website.
Oh, I definitely will do that.
Oh, and she put it here in the chat too. So please just go check it out and say hi to her there. All right, and now this is part of the perks that I'm doing for my Sheree, did you say hi in the chat yet?
Yep, sure did.
Yeah, I'm looking
Clear
for
at the
your
top.
the top.
Yep.
Right. So you guys notice the red dots here behind people's names? That's your root chakra. And that means that you are new members under 2 weeks. Now, Cherie, she was the first person to sign up under members, and you notice hers is orange. So her chakra is rising, her kundalini is rising. I personalize these indicators that way. And because of that, Cherie, I'm going to start off giving you a general reading for the week. I know I did one
Oh,
for you yesterday, but this is a special thing I'm doing.
oh, thank you.
Okay, so now you notice I have two decks here, and this is a system I've devised. As far as I know, I'm the only one doing this. It's the way I'm doing it. So I the first card always tells me what area of life that we're looking at. And in tarot, pentacles usually have to do with physical things, money, like physical money, not stock market, but assets that you own. And not just money,
Mhm.
it can also be things like your house, your car, or your health. But it's always about physical things. And then up from pentacles, we have water, I mean cups. And cups are more about emotions and things that we're passionate about. Then wands is spirituality, maybe your spiritual, religious life, or how you connect with your your idea of the creator. And then swords are thoughts and words and communications, things like that. So that I use the first card to tell me what area of your life I'm looking at, and then I use the other cards that, and there are no. This is the one that for that. I took out all the major arcana because major arcana are on another level, right? So
Mhm.
I want to know what earthly thing, area, situation are we dealing with. So this is the first time I'm doing this, and Cherie, you're going to be the first person to get a reading this way.
Okay.
These cards are shuffled now, and I'm going to pull the first card that's going to tell me what area in your life this is for this week, but it could go beyond. Okay, Pentacles. Now, last time I did one for you, I said it was about your car, right? Getting the part that you needed for your car.
All right.
But still, it's Pentacles, and it's have something to do with something. It could be your health. Okay, so this is the situation, and this is challenges you may have in that situation. This is advice for dealing with those challenges. And then this is the outcome. Okay, so we're starting off, it's something to do with your something physical.
Okay.
And so it is about your car because we have the knight here. And whenever you have a horse, it's about travel. And I know you love your car very much. Do you have a name for your car?
Well, some days she's the bitch, and another day she's so nothing specific. It depends on how she's acting.
Okay, because some people, have names for their cars, like Betsy or something like that. Um,
I did, yeah, I did with my GTO, but I haven't since then.
okay, but you've had that car a long time, right?
More than 18 years, yeah.
Right. And this may sound kind of crazy, but everything has a spirit, everything has a soul, and your car has a soul, and your car loves you, and um, and there's a certain like justice that comes from. So like I said, I get advice. Keep that car as long as you can. I mean, drive it until the wheels fall off, and it will never let you down. Kind of
She
type
has,
of.
yeah, she keeps going when everybody else swears up and down she's dead. And I get her
Okay.
going again. She loves me and I love her.
I just think it's interesting that your car keeps coming up in these readings. Now, there was one more part you were trying to get, right? Did you get that?
No, I still haven't found the window channel guide. But like I said, it's no biggie. It's not like it
Oh, window.
rattles the, but everything else, as much as my mechanic, who's my second cousin, keeps telling me that he can't buy parts anymore, I keep finding parts.
So that's and what kind of car is it?
It's a 1992 Oldsmobile Bravada.
Yeah. And so what you just said there, how the mechanic says he can't find it, you keep finding, that's you fighting for that car, right?
Yep,
And uh,
yep.
always keeping it on the road. All right. So that's how I did that. Like I said, you're you have it you actually have a like a special bond with that car
Yep.
because everything is alive. I remember a long time ago, I said to a girlfriend, I had this Toyota Celica that I just absolutely loved this car. And I said that to a girlfriend one time and she's like, it's not good to love a car. You can't love a car. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah, it is because everything has a spirit. Everything has a soul to it.
definitely. And like I said, she, even when the tranny was going bad, she would get me almost all the way to Sydney and then she'd die. But I could sit there for an hour and start her up and go on into town. And Randy goes, trannies don't do that, Shree. I said, well, mine does.
Yeah. Okay, so Betty, this one's for you. Okay. And if I can get some responses in the chat, some feedback, Sheree, maybe you can read that and help me out with it. So this is for Betty. Uh,
Betty is wondering, do you see me moving in the next 6 months?
oh, really? Okay, so that's interesting because the Seven of Cups is when you might be feeling confusion and anxiety over this move. Challenge, situation, and the outcome. Well, and that's moving. Okay, so Betty, it seems like you haven't really focused your intention and attention on where it is you want to be. Okay. You might looks like you have a lot of choices, maybe. You can't make up your mind. And then you have a lot of maybe internal conflict about a lot of things that that are it's blocking the energy that will allow you to find it. Okay. So this is the wish card. Your this wish or desire that you have to be in a new place is being blocked by some confusion and some inner conflict. So you first, before you can find that move, you need to figure out what it is exactly that you want. So this is like where you sit down and you write out what the what you want this place to look like, where you want it to be, and then you have to focus on manifesting that yourself. But right now, there's a lot of looks like confusion and inner conflict of where that is. You may not even know yet. Okay. So you're gonna have to do that. And Sheree, if she has any feedback for me on that, I'd appreciate it. I could go and read it from my
She says, just not happy where I'm living at all. Okay, yes, feeling pulled in different directions.
hmm Right. So you have to take that sense of dissatisfaction with where you are and you have to focus it. So until you know, it doesn't have to be weird, but like, what do you want it to feel like? And focus your energy on that, and then it will manifest for you. Okay. And that was Betty. Who else should I do here?
Natty O says, "Hi, Scott. Yesterday was my father-in-law's birthday. He passed away several years ago. Is there any message from him that can help heal from husband's inner child? Thank you."
Who is that from Natty O?
Correct.
I'm a little bit confused by this part. Is there any message from him that can heal from husband's inner child? Husband, who's the husband? I don't understand the husband here. If it was her father's, oh, father-in-law's. Ah, got it. Okay. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and do a full spread, Natty O. Okay, since you're asking a question, if I get a direct question like that, then I got to do the spread. Yeah, we got the father card right in the center there. And how long did she say it's been since he passed away?
Several years ago.
And she says her husband. So
Any
if
message to help her husband heal
oh,
inner
you're
child?
right, yeah. So if it's been several years, if it's been several years and he's still grieving, now everybody grieves in their own way, okay? And so I'm not here to say that, but definitely getting a message from his father here. And he really wants him to try to focus on the good times. This is nostalgia, the Six of Cups down here. This is the good times. And and he's making some progress. It looks like her husband is making some progress. And also it's important that he talk about his feelings. And a lot of men have this problem. I don't have this problem. Some people would rather I don't talk about my feelings. So I think it would be important to talk about his feelings with somebody and and you're never going to be over the grief of losing a father. Okay, I know that firsthand. But there's adaptability. There are things that you can do uh, to help alleviate that pain a little bit. But this is the message from his father. He wants him as best as possible to try to focus on the good times and to try to mitigate this sense of loss that he has. I think it could possibly be it'd be better for his physical health to do this too. Okay, that's why this is important. All right. So I just wanted to show you that we got this father card right in the center. So this is definitely a message from your father-in-law for his son. Okay.
Yes, Rena. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
You got it?
I'm done. I'm done. And I would like to let people know that it's possible to purchase gifts memberships. If you click this little dollar sign button and you see the gifts, and help me, I have 61 members now, Cherie, which means I only need 49 to reach that goal of 100 before the 16th
Oh,
to
doing good.
bank another $1,000 bonus from YouTube. So if anybody out there would like to do that, and I am going to open up the chat. How many people we have now?
Oh,
28.
excited. Yeah, 28.
Okay, so I want to do let me do it this way instead of trying to do random readings for people in the chat. Anybody else have any specific questions in the chat for me? I'm going to wait 2 minutes and then I'm going to open up the chat room for everybody because I don't want to exclude anybody. buddy.
Serena Magic said, Scott, when I had my reading with you, you said that I would start remembering my dreams about Merlin whenever he visits me. And last night he was in my dreams and I remember.
Awesome.
Then
Who's that from?
that was Serena Magic.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, Serena, she's the magician. And you remember the magician came up for you yesterday, Serena. So that that was even a like a precognition thing or a prediction of it. So wow, that was really cool. Okay, so let me go ahead and open up the chat for everybody because I don't like leaving anybody out, but I am trying to build up my members. And if you're feeling generous and want to help me out, then gift 5 people or 10 people if you're feeling really generous. And if you're feeling extra super generous, you could you could do more than 5 or 10. 1 second here.
Lady T was wondering how her car feels about her. How much
Okay.
time I have to ride it out before I should trade it in.
All right. Hold on just a second. Let me open up the chat. Well, okay. Let me do that first. Can you repeat that?
She goes, can you look at how my car feels about me? How much time I have to write it out before I should trade it in.
Okay. Let's do that. Oh, well, I mean,
Oh,
to, your car actually thinks of you as a mother. How much longer? So, and can she tell me how old the car is and what's the make and model of the car?
let's see.
While you're doing that, so who asked this question?
Lady T.
Lady T.
Yeah.
Your car is very bored and thinks that you drive way too slow. So your car wants to go faster, but you looks like you like to take it easy in your car.
And she
Um,
says, it's a 2014 Buick Encore.
okay, 2014. So that's a 10-year-old car. It looks like any problems that you have with it, you'll be able to find somebody to fix it. And this is kind of like what Sharia was talking about. Even if the expert says, "Oh, it's unfixable," you can always find a way to keep her running a little longer. Okay.
Love
So
it.
so was I right about her cars wants to go faster because she drives too slow? Let me see, Lady T. Are you
And let's
are you
see.
are you a cautious driver, Lady T? Just checking my messages here, make sure I don't have any coffees. Okay. And if there's any more questions specifically for me in the chat, then I'm going to go ahead and open up the for everybody. You see any there?
Usually I have my dogs with me and I drive cautiously.
Yeah. Okay. So leave the dogs at home someday and get out on the interstate and open it up. You know, there's some, I don't know if this is true with newer cars, but I remember back in the day, if you just drove your car in town all the time, then gunk would build up like in the carburetor. So you had to get out on the interstate once in a while and open it up to kind of flush things out. That's probably not the truth anymore, but
Yeah, we used to go out and blow out the carbon, is what we called it.
right, exactly. Okay, so I just opened up the chat. to everybody. Right? Try that. You see, are we getting more in the chat now?
Oh,
It's
we're
just
up to 3.
okay. So I've opened the chat to subscribers.
Colleen came in.
Should start seeing people without the red dots now coming in. Colleen, oh, Colleen, you haven't got a, and I'm not saying you need to be a member, but because I know some people just can't afford it. So hopefully you'll get the next free one when because I'll do another giveaway next week, but I've already given away 15 and I'm kind of have to be careful with my money here.
Betty Philly is got a question. Scott, do you see that drinking waters will be clean and healthier for people sometime soon?
Drinking water. So that means tap water?
Yeah.
It's a good question. Let me see how am I going to do this. And who's this question from?
Betty Philly.
Okay, from Betty. All right, so yeah, this is going to be. I don't drink water from the tap. In fact, in Thailand, nobody drinks water from the tap. It's like they even tell you don't drink the tap water, right? Um, but I'm going to narrow this down. I'm going to say just in America, okay,
Okay.
including Alaska and Hawaii, since they all kind of have the same culture. Okay, so this is for tap water in the United States. Chariot. The Hermit.
Ooh.
King of Wands in the past. Wow, got three major arcanas here. So it's going to be different state by state, okay? And of course, I can't do all 50 states, but to be on the safe side, just don't. And I can't tell you when this is going to change, but as far as right now, the, there's so much of an old system still. Think about pipes that are 100 years old and things like that. So it is going to be changed out eventually, but until it does, I wouldn't touch any tap water in the United States until after the great change happens. And that's probably something that will be told by uh, by those who are going to be guiding us, because we're not going to be going through this transition alone. We're getting help from ascended masters and Galactic Alliance and things like that. So they've got a lot of work to do to clean that up. Okay, and it's not just the like chemicals and things. It's also the energy of the water that's coming through. So for now, no, don't drink the tap water. Okay, thank you for that question.
Country Girl 4502 says, "Hi Scott, wondering if you can tell me what is up with this guy that keeps contacting me on Facebook. What are his intentions? I have a bad feeling about him. What does he want? Thank you."
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna shuffle my deck because this requires a new fresh shuffle. Give me a second here. Does she have a name, a first name? It's not necessary, but if I invoke his name, I think I get a better read. So I'm going to wait for just a moment as I shuffle.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out.
And ask her for any more details about how did he find her, how, what is he saying that he wants to meet her? Or if there's any more details that she can give. But have you got a name from him yet? Or of him yet?
Nope, not yet. I know
No.
that I've been contacted by guys on Facebook before, and I just play along with them until I get bored and then I stop answering them.
Oh, you know, Skype is horrible for that. I have to have Skype like logged out because I get women all the time. Well, you know, they're saying they're women. You know, saying, "Hey, you know, you're good looking" or something like that. And like I just block them right away. But one time, I guess I had my settings so like anybody could call. I just get this random call. I thought it was somebody I knew, so I opened it, and there's this gaudily made up woman going, "Hi," I'm like goodbye. So
She
most
says
of the
that his
time.
name, she says that his name is Johnny.
All right. So I'm gonna look at what's Johnny's intentions. What's up with this? Okay. Who knows? Maybe he's a good guy. Just look, you know, just lonely looking for a friend. Who knows?
Says found me through a mutual friend. Says he lives in California, but I doubt it.
I see. So this, the first card is you. Who is this for?
And Country Girl 4502.
Country girl. So judgment, and this is like revelation. So this is showing that you're someone who's awake, very awake, and he's coming up with the Queen of Swords. In the past, we have the Eight of Wands, which is a smitten card. It's when somebody is kind of swept off their feet in love. The challenge is uh, money. He may not have much money. And King of Swords, Chariot, and the Emperor. Okay, so it may be that he has a crush on you. He thinks you're beautiful. Um, however, this is not someone you want to be in a relationship with. Okay. When you get in a relationship, when you get the Knight of Swords and you get a chariot next to it, this is someone who has a volatile temper and could actually be. This is like one of these stories you see. I'm watching this new one called Worst Exes Ever.
Uh-huh.
Um, Country Girl, stay away from this guy. Okay. It's one of those things where he may come out first gushing like with love intentions and saying that he's smitten by you, and then when you get into a relation with him, this other side comes out, this right here. Okay. So if I were you, and if you think he's lying about where he lives, then that's a red flag right there. If I were you, I'd block this guy, never talk to him again. Okay. It's not going to end well no matter what. Get these cards in a potential relationship. If this were a marriage, I'd be worried.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. There aren't any more questions right at the moment, so
I like that. Yep, run, 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 country girl. Yeah.
definitely. Let me go get a glass of tea and I'll be right back.
Okay. Colleen needs to manifest a new computer. You can do it, Colleen. It can happen. Betty, oh my goodness, I haven't slept much at all lately. But the other night fell asleep and I seen Trump. You saw Trump in a bubble, and he pointed at me and then put the thumbs up. I was so confused, and he had a red tie on, stood. Interesting. Now, it would be really nice if I could get at least one or two new members tonight. It's only $2, guys. And you could cancel after 1 month if because I'm just trying to reach this goal. I need 49 new viewers before the 16th to reach my goal of 100 so I can get the $1,000 bonus. Uh, you're very welcome, country girl. Had a dream about him last night and he pulled me down by my hair. Yes, exactly. That's exactly the type of thing that I'm talking about. I mean, unless it was, you know, in a passionate way. Yeah, super creepy, block, block, block.
Okay, thank you guys. Appreciate you waiting for me. Waiting
Yeah,
on me.
yeah. Read what Country Girl said about her dream with this guy.
Oh, wow. That's serious, huh? I think somebody was definitely warning her.
Oh, great! Your husband will join tonight. That's cool. Colleen has a question, but you know what, guys? I don't know. I really feel. Oh, I can't purchase gifts from this one. That's weird. Okay, so it doesn't allow me to purchase gifts from my own site. So I have to go to my other site because hey, hi, did you miss my question, Tracy?
Let me look for it.
Yeah, you look for it. And I'm feeling generous today and I'm gonna do another 5 members. Hopefully Colleen will get one. Because ultimately it benefits me, even if I have to do it myself. And I really appreciate you guys, the viewers. So you're worth it to me. Did you find that one from her?
Yeah. Okay. Well, Country Girl just joined membership.
Ah,
Now I
thank
have
you,
to
girl.
now I have to scroll back up and find the question again.
Oh, I tell you what, any super chats I get today of over $10, for every one I get, I've got a limited amount of money in the bank right now because I don't get paid till later on today. But this one's $12. I'm gonna go ahead and do another one. All right,
Which
so
which Trish was I looking for? Hold on.
drum roll. Can I get a drum roll? Let's see if
Yeah,
you who's gonna get the free memberships. Here we go. It's kind of exciting, you know?
it is. I love to see the names come up.
Yeah. Here we go. Scott gifted. So Beth Heinzel, Char, Wendy Woodside, AJA something, and Michelle Marshall. Well, you're the lucky 5. Now, if anybody wants to match me, that would be nice. Or, like I said, if I get a super chat, I've got enough money in the bank, I could do a couple more of those, I think, till I get paid later today. Sucks I get paid on Mondays now. I used to get paid on Thursdays. Getting paid on Mondays after the weekend stinks. Check my bank account.
Well, I keep finding her, and then we have updates, and I keep losing her again.
Oh,
Okay, well, I've got a Trish Jacob.
write your question again, Tracy. That was Tracy, I think, right?
Oh, I got a Trish Jacobs. Could you look, Scott, and see if the type of new work for my career I can get into? I've been cooking professionally with my own catering business for over 30 years, and I'm about to get a new grandbaby. And I will look for Tracy's.
So if I understand, she wants to get out of the cooking business and start like a new career, right?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
And she says she wants to be able to spend more time with her grandbaby. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, she's expecting a new grandbaby.
Okay. So I can assume from that that she's not a young person. So changing careers at an older age, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I did at 40 years old. I quit my job running printing presses in America and became an English teacher. Oh, that reminds me, and that's the title of the show. I was going to talk about that. Watching this new show called The English Teacher. And in the very first scene, so he's in like a public school in America. He's in Houston, Texas. And in the very first scene, he says, "What's up with these kids? They're all anti-woke now." He's like, they've come full circle.
Yeah, it's great.
And, like, I realize I'm coming back to America after 20 years. So there's a whole generation of people that are now young adults that didn't exist when I left. And with them
Mm-hmm.
comes a whole new culture, a whole new way of looking at things. I'm going to be like an alien coming back because I wasn't there to kind of grow with it. I'm stuck in the America that I remember 20 years ago. I mean, yeah, I see on social media things changing, but and I'm wondering, people who have grandchildren, if you have children that are young adults, do you see them shifting away from that wokeness? You know what I mean by woke, where everybody has different
Oh yeah.
pronouns and things like that. Is there a shift? Is there a kind of like a backlash happening now against that? Because that's what I got the from this.
Yeah, there's been a lot on TikTok with the younger generation coming out and saying, I can't believe I fell for all the BS all these years. So,
That's what I'm talking.
yep.
Okay, I got sidetracked. That's why I called this. In the title, I said is wokeness over or something like that. And I meant to talk about that before, but whatever. So take I got sidetracked. What was my question again?
Okay. She has been in the catering business for 30 years, and she was wondering about I think when all this goes down, we have our new paths to go forward, what hers is.
Okay. All right. And I'm taking after all that time she's ready for something new. So let's see. Well, you won't have to work for money anymore because you're going to have all this money from your straw man account. Nobody's going to have to work for their keep anymore. And this is what are you passionate about? And the magician. Okay, so in the past, you may have had trouble choosing some one thing that you're really passionate about. So your passion is like what you do, hmm, like art, music, uh, animals, helping animals. I mean, whatever it is, something that you really feel that this is the thing that really drives me. And it could be hmm, something that happened in your life that you felt was unfair to you. And so you want to make sure that others don't suffer that way. I have no idea what that means, okay? I'm just looking at these cards because this six of pentacles here. It's about bringing back balance in a physical way to something. This could be helping people find homes, or actually maybe you're a builder of some sort. And when I say builder, building in the future is not going to be like hammer and nails kind of thing. It's going to be working with the earth. And but really, the most important thing is here you have to figure out what your passion is. Okay. And because here it's like this is like analysis paralysis. That's a word that I picked up from another tarot card reader. When you're just not sure what it is that fuels that passion. Okay. And then finding a way to manifest that and make that into something in the physical realm. Okay. So it looks like you have to do some inner work before you'll be able to pin down what that is. I hope that helps. And I know that's not what people want to hear because people want answers just to come to them from the outside. But the answers are always found from within. And that's a cheesy thing to say, I know, but it's the reality.
And that's great because then you can do some meditation on it. And, sometimes what we think is just a hobby is really our passion, just a thought.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right. And think about also this way, if you don't need to do something for money, if then what would you do? Right? All right. So, thank you very much, Country Row, for the $10 super sticker. And I'm gonna say that counts to the $12 that I just spent on the five new readings. So that offsets that pretty much.
all right. I found Tracy's question.
Okay.
Tracy Gardner, would you please look at the cards to see if my mom has a message for me? I saw her in a dream recently. Her name is Margaret. Sending you much love.
Okay. So sometimes our past loved ones want to come in and give a message, and sometimes I don't get anything. So this is from your mother. So if I get any queens or the empress, we'll know for sure it's she's wanting to send you a message. But and there's some other cards that could tell me that as well, like maybe the star or something like that. But just want you to know I have to have some specific cards to let me know that this is coming from your mother. Okay. This is for Tracy Gardner. Is that right? Did I get the name right?
Yeah, I think so. Yep, Tracy.
Five of Wands, Lovers, King of Wands. So we've got a Father card. We've got a Hermit in the center. So I'm glad I gave that message, that caveat before I started, because it looks like your mother is like in this. It's not time because time doesn't exist in that realm, but she's like going through a debriefing or taking in everything that happened during that lifetime and doing this. It's like when we come back into the collective, the great I am, the 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 source, we kind of download all of our experiences into that supercomputer that is the singularity of consciousness. She's in repose right now doing that. Okay. She's integrating all those experiences with her higher self. And as I said, there's no such thing as time in that realm. So it's a process that she's going through. And somehow your father has something to do with that. He's guiding her. I think your father's there with her, and he's guiding her through this process. She may be a very young soul, and maybe that's why it's taking her, from our perspective, a longer time to do that. So if you can give me some feedback, Tracy, on what that means to you, then I'd appreciate that. Okay. Tamara, will I be able to help loved ones to heal from their addictions in the near future? Well, addictions are going to go away after we get the med beds and we're able to, fix that part of the human psyche that has addictions or the human body. But sure, I'll look at that for you. Maybe before that happens, and I know some addictions can be very detrimental to health and happiness and wealth and everything else. So I'd be able to help loved ones to heal from their addictions in the near future. And the other thing is, if people don't want to heal, then there's nothing you can do. That's another thing. People's free will. It's like Cherie with her cigarettes, right, Cherie?
Hey, I'm
Um,
down to 6 a day.
she knows that they're bad for her, and she's trying to quit. And I'm not going to be one of those people who shames I, her for it, and like I hate it when people do that. It's like, in fact, I believe that all drugs should be legal, and just if people want to take them, as long as they're like in a place where they can't hurt anybody, let people do drugs until
They're
it takes
tired
them
of it.
off. If that's their choice, that's their body. What is it? My body, my choice, right? Doesn't it go with that too?
That's true.
As long as they're not operating heavy machinery or taking care of young children or in a position where they can hurt anybody, let people do whatever drug they want to do, you know?
But I think when we're all done and we're in the new world that's coming, we're all going to be so busy helping out humanity that we're not going to have time for drugs. We're going to get high from helping other people.
Right. Well, we're not going to need those kinds of things anymore. I agree. Like what- my sleep problem. What's that called? What's it called when you can't sleep?
Insomnia.
Insomnia and depression and things like that, anxiety, that all marijuana or cannabis help me with. Tamara, welcome to the family. Okay, so this is about, and this is kind of for everybody who's in the same position, everybody who has loved ones that are addicted to drugs or alcohol. Okay. Um, will you be able to help them? And maybe there'll be something in the future. I mean, I know there will be, but in the interim, how do we deal with our loved ones who have these problems? Right away, that's a good card for that. This is the Five of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. There's the Ace of Pentacles and Queen of Cups. Cups hold alcohol and other types of things. And so, yeah, there are specific med beds or settings on med beds that will be able to cure these illnesses. Okay. But in the interim, each individual has to do the work on their own. There's nothing that you can do. Like interventions don't work. Okay. Or they work, but eventually people will relapse. or they'll just tell you what you want to hear to get you off their back. Okay.
Mm.
But the main thing is here, individuals have to do that kind of work on their bodies themselves. Um, and it's also most addictions come from some type of trauma that happened early in life, whether it was abuse or watching somebody else with alcohol or not mental illness, but depression, things like that. A lot of people turn to drugs when they're depressed or feeling sad. Um, and you just have to accept people the way they are and but trust that there is going to be a med bed that can help with this problem. Okay. But until then, you just have to love people for who they are and let them be the masters of their own destiny.
Yep, so true.
Well, that's not my wisdom. Okay, this is not my opinion. I'm just trying to read the cards as honestly and as detached as I can without putting my own opinion or thoughts into it. Although this does align with my opinions and thoughts. So, uh,
Okay, AO. When you don't recall your dreams and don't often dream, is that because you are blocked or blocking?
I'd rather not draw cards on this because this is kind of a philosophical question. It's also like a psychological question, and so we know for one thing, everybody dreams. You have to dream. There've been like experiments people did on themselves. There's a DJ back in the 50s or 60s who stayed up like for a week straight on air, and he eventually went insane. And that's what happens when you prevent yourself from dreaming. You go crazy. Your brain can't handle it. So everybody dreams, and I think it's just part of the human psyche, the way it's meant to be. Now, and also, if you smoke cannabis, that will inhibit your remembering of dreams too. Even though my dreams have been becoming very vivid lately, even though I use cannabis every day to help me sleep. So,
Yeah, I go in spurts and spats. There's times I can go 6 months without remembering a dream, and then all of a sudden I can remember every dream every night. So it just goes in spurts and spats.
and when you do have those dreams that you remember very clearly, that's for a reason too. That's telling you, hey, this is not just a dream. There's a message in here, or you're experiencing another, you know, uh, parallel universe, something like that.
Well, mine are usually warnings. In my dreams, I'll have three things happen, and then in real life, I'm watching for, okay, I've been warned that there's three things that's going to happen, and I have to be careful driving between Gurley and Sydney. And after the third thing happens, and I make sure that I don't end up in an accident, then I can go another month without any dreams, and then all of a sudden I'll have another dream with three things are going to happen. So beware. And then I can go months without dreaming. So mine are usually telling me, watch out, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
And believe
Okay.
me, I write those down and I look for them.
Yeah, that's something I'm really bad about writing anything down. I'm just not a good journaler. Um, and you know how you forget dreams almost immediately after you wake up. And AO says sometimes months can go by. So I think I'm gonna close out the close out the show today. And that show I was talking about, The English Teacher, it's on Peacock, I think. It's really making fun of woke society and just society in general. It's really funny. Tina Fey is in it, so
Hmm.
if you want to check that out, I recommend it. Oh, I'm Tracy says she sent feedback. Yeah, I think I saw that. This has answered a lot of questions for me, Sandy, and thank you so much, Sandy. Oh, Sandy Nightingale. And I'm glad that helped you, Tracy. That's what really gives me so much satisfaction in what I do. Oh, so I'm always finding these parallels and things, especially things I love, like Lord of the Rings. So I've already drawn this parallel where, and I'm not going to go into it. There was this one scene though in the television series, the Rings of Power. It's Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. It's based on the Silmarillion. But there's a an episode where Elrond, who's an elf, was good friends with um, a dwarf, Durin. They were like best friends. They spent like 30 years together, best buddies, fighting wars together, killing orcs. And then Elrond went off back home and didn't contact Durin for 20 years. And then he finally comes to see Durin, and Durin's a little upset with him for not, he missed his wedding, he missed the births of his children. And Durin's like, 20 years. It's too long for friends to be separated. And now here I am making this journey home after 20 years. And that's what I've been saying. 20, I can't let it go to 21 years. 20 years is too long to not hug your mom, to not see the place where you grew up, you know? I'm not sure how my friends are going to react to me, how my brother, who I haven't spoken to in 15 years, is going to. I don't even know if he's going to want to talk to me or see me. I have a lot of anxiety about this return home. Like, it scares the living hell out of me, to be honest with you. Like, what if I'm there and then another big world event happens and flights are grounded for 3 months, 6 months, and I can't get back. I can't leave Sandy alone for that long.
I think we will all be praying and keeping a bubble of safety around you, and it'll be a lot better than what you think. I don't think you're going to have to worry about it at all. And Tracy said, that makes so much sense. My dad passed before my mom, and he has come through to me before. I can totally resonate with this. Thank you so much. It makes
Cool,
sense that she is a young soul and dad is helping.
cool, cool. Yeah.
Very good. Love that.
All right, guys. Well, let me see. I didn't have hundreds of people in the chat today, and that's okay. As Susanna says all the time, quality over quantity. And I completely agree with that. And you guys that are watching here live today and those who watch on replay, you are the quality viewers. So I'd rather have a few of you guys than a whole bunch of people that I don't want in the chat, if you know what I mean.
We have good people here, that's for sure. We appreciate them all.
Yeah, and maybe some people were not happy because I started off with members only, and so they tuned out specifically for that. And listen, I understand that. I always hated when people did stuff like this because I would never pay for anything online. I can get if I have to pay for it, forget it. I don't want it. So I understand that if people don't want to participate when I do the members only. And listen, I really am just doing this until I finish this trip to America. I'm not greedy. I'm not trying to make myself rich here, but I'm worried about not having enough money for this trip. And I'm doing extra things now to generate more revenue than I would, like pushing you guys to join members. But I'm also purchasing some myself too. So
Very
okay, so
true.
hope everybody understands that. Um, I'm not trying to get rich here. I'm just trying to make this trip happen. And I just can't believe how expensive it is in America now. My sister, okay, talking to her the other day, she says she's coming home. There's four people in her household, including her. And she thought she would stop at a chicken place. I want to say not Popeyes. What's a popular fried chicken place? Not KFC.
Heavens, I don't know. I don't eat out.
Something. Okay, well I don't know, but it might something like Popeyes. Okay, and she bought four meals, like pack like it's got the drink, fries, whatever together. She bought four of them, and she asked me, "How much do you think that cost?" And I'm like, I think that going back to my memories of what prices were in America, like $25 or $30, $60 for four
Out.
people from a fast food restaurant. That's just insane to
Ooh.
me. Oh, and some of the things I'm looking forward to so much in America, like a Denny's or just a diner, a Waffle House. Like I've had
Mm.
dreams of going to like a Waffle House. We don't have anything like that here. I mean, Bangkok might have an American diner, but I'm not going to go to Bangkok just for that. But these things that you guys like, you just pass a Waffle House and you think nothing of it, right? Another one is Taco Bell. We have no
Mhm.
Taco Bell in it. We got it. We got one in Bangkok a few years ago. I was so excited, and I went there and I ordered like a nachos, a beef burrito, and uh, and I'm thinking, man, this is going to be great. I haven't had real Taco Bell food in 20 years, and it was horrible. It wasn't nothing like the food that I got from a Taco Bell in America. So even though it's got the logo and it's got the name, obviously they didn't bring over the same ingredients or the same know-how to make it.
They probably did because Taco Bell is awful here in the States anymore. I won't.
Oh,
I haven't
really?
eaten. Yeah, I haven't eaten one since the '90s. It
Oh,
was horrible.
and it used to be so cheap. Like I'd be going to the park to play frisbee golf, and of course not don't have a lot of money, but for like $1, you could get a bean burrito, and it would be so filling, and it was so good. And I think I heard somebody mention how Taco Bell isn't the same. So if it's true that Taco Bell is now like the one I had in Bangkok, oh my God, I'm going to be so sad.
Yeah. And Stacy said Chick-fil-Flex, which we
Chick-fil-A.
don't hear at home. Yeah,
No, it wasn't.
Chick-fil-A,
It
Chick-fil-A.
might have been Chick-fil-A. It might have been Chick-fil-A.
No, no, we don't have them here in Nebraska that I
Oh,
know of. So
churches. We don't have churches. That's another one that I missed. Do they do they still have Mrs. Winters in America?
I think that was on the East Coast thing and not our side of
Oh, yep.
the mountain.
What about forgive me guys. I'm like reminiscing here, okay? So you have to forgive me for this. But what about Boston Market?
That's not mid-America either. I think that is. Help me out here, Stacy. Is that the East Coast or the West Coast thing?
So I'm trying to think of these places, like, or even like, and I know it's not we're not supposed to be eating this stuff anymore, because of whatever. But I don't know. I just it's you know nostalgia. I haven't had it for 20 years. Like a Wendy's,
Oh yeah.
because all we have here we have Burger King, and Burger Kings are few and far between. The nearest one to me is like 20 miles away, and McDonald's are everywhere. Have McDonald's everywhere.
Our
Um,
country girl says that Boston Market went belly up.
did they? Yeah,
Yeah.
and they were already expensive back in the day. So I can imagine if they would have had to keep up, they would have had to raise their prices. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and
the only
unfortunately,
American fast food we have to choose from. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Sheree.
well, unfortunately, with the COVID thing that they shut everything down here in the States, a lot of those big places went belly up and closed down on us.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's just,
so we have Burger King, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, but it's funny. Pizza Hut came here, and the partner, like, because they have to have like a Thai partner who owns 51%, and they had an argument with the parent company, so they just started a new pizza chain called Pizza Company that is just like Pizza Hut, but it's actually better than the Pizza Hut that's here.
oh,
And Domino's, but Domino's is only like in the big city, Bangkok, or any of the big cities. I don't have a Domino's right here, and I wouldn't order Domino's anyway. We have a local Italian restaurant that makes the best pizza.
mm,
They used to have a Boston Market in the Midwest, and Colleen does not eat fast food, and I don't blame you, Colleen. But every once in a while, if I can get a double cheeseburger from Burger King, I go for it. But I definitely don't eat the fries because they cook that in basically motor oil.
yeah, I
And I,
saw that.
I don't use any seed oils at home for cooking. And a while ago, I switched over to coconut oil, which is really good. But then I discovered I can get lard online. It's like natural lard. And so I've switched over all anything I cook, like if I'm going to fry eggs or anything, or the cookies that I made the other day. It says use vegetable oil. I use lard, and that's actually better for you than seed oils or any type of vegetable oil.
Yeah, definitely.
Sandy's getting hungry, and I do try to eat locally as much as I can. So and this is going back to the prices of things that when my sister told me how much she paid that day, I just gotten a spaghetti bolognese and garlic bread from that Italian restaurant, the local Italian restaurant that I get from, and that was $7. Is there any place in America where you can get a nice filling meal of spaghetti with a side of garlic bread, and it's cheesy garlic bread for $7? Is that possible anywhere in America?
Not that I know of, because even Applebee's is a lot more than that.
Oh yeah, well, Applebee's. That was like fine dining for me when I was in America, and Applebee's or Olive Garden. Those still exist,
Yeah, just not my area.
right? I know you're out in the boonies.
Yep.
Yeah, Olive Garden's good. I used to go there after church with my church buddies back when I was a member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So,
Yeah, Colin, I make up my own ghee too.
Colleen, yes, Lady T is in Chicago, and I really hope you can come down to St. Louis and see me, Lady T. All right, guys, I'm gonna say good night. Oh, you only like your own spaghetti and garlic bread. I don't blame you, Serena. Yeah, and one last thing about food. There's a dish here in Thailand called pad kapao moo, which is um, stir fried. pork with basil on rice. And recently, in a world poll, it was voted the most delicious food in the world, number one. I was a little bit
Wow.
surprised. And it's not my favorite Thai food, but it's certainly up there. And I can get a plate of rice with that, either pork or chicken, for $2, under $2.
Wow.
It's see 85.
Well,
I can get it for 55 baht, which is like $1.50,
wow. Now you're
and
going to have to share the recipe.
and that's delivered. Oh, I couldn't. It's that's one of those things I couldn't cook that. But and probably if you went to a Thai restaurant in America, it wouldn't be the same as it is here.
Very true.
It's like Chinese restaurants in America. I've had real Chinese food in Thailand, and it's nothing like the broccoli and garlic or was it General Pao chicken or whatever, sweet and
Yeah.
sour. No, they don't have anything like that. All right, guys, thanks for listening to me ramble on about my memories of America and things I'm looking forward to. I can't wait to sit down in a Waffle House or a Denny's or barbecue. Like,
Hmm.
what's a good barbecue restaurant? Like Fat Boys. I remember I always go to Fat Boys.
I don't know, but
Uh,
if you're going through Texas, you're going to find a lot of good places for barbecue.
So yeah, food here is really cheap, but there's this one restaurant. It's called Cream Premium Craft, and they specialize in barbecue, American style barbecue. And for two ribs, and they're short, about this long, two ribs, a little pile of pulled pork that would make like a nice sandwich, for example, like a sloppy joe's. Like it would make a, if you put it on a hamburger bun, it'd be perfect. And two pieces of bread. So just for that was $25.
Oh.
And then recently they lowered the price down it back to like $20.
Mm.
But it tastes just like what I would imagine something I would get from like a Fat Boys or something like that. And so that's something I only eat like twice a year because it's hard to justify $25 for a little bit of barbecue.
I agree with you, Lady G. We're going to gain 30 pounds just talking about all this food.
All right, so I'll stop and I'll say good night and thank you everybody for listening in and hanging out with me, and thank you for the members who joined and the super sticker. And thank you, Cherie, for helping me follow the chat and having somebody to talk to while I do this. Right.
Thank
Uh,
you. Thank you
I'm
very
looking
much
at the
for having
stats right
me,
now. I
G.
got average view duration 11:11. That's interesting.
Oh, angel numbers.
Yep.
Well, thank you for having me again this weekend, and thank you very much for the help there online, Stacy. Appreciate it, and appreciate
Yeah.
everybody being here.
Stacy in the chat. Thank you, Stacy, for being there, and thank you for filling in when um, Cherie can't. Stacy. Okay, guys. I'll
Definitely.
see you. I'll see you later. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you, Sean.
Good night.
Bye bye.